Hi guys, so you may be wondering why we're here at Lotus Silverstone, so stay tuned to find out. To be honest, this is a video I didn't think I'd be making. However, I think car buying itself can be rash. It can be a little bit underprepared. And obviously when you test drive a car and you go through that selection process, you don't necessarily get the long-term feels and effects of them. And life changes. And that's exactly what's happened to us again. As you can tell from the intro, the Lotus is going into Lotus Silverstone. And I know this is a video that particularly some of you may be like, here we go again. And that's exactly how I feel anyway.
The Lotus is now sold, money's in the bank, and it's time to say goodbye.
That's why I thought I'd do a bit of a video saying mistakes of car buying. Car buying isn't easy. If anything, it is your second biggest purchase of your life, with your house being first. But we still chop and change cars just like they're new clothes. Well, I mean, I do anyway. I think the M2 was very rash. I mean, I didn't really know what I wanted. I needed something soon, and it was a car I'd always dreamed of. So it was one of those, there's one available a mile up the road, bugger it, we'll deal with the consequences later. And although initially there was no consequences, it was an absolutely amazing car. I loved it to pieces. However, when I changed my job, the insurance decided to triple. So that took that one out of the running, because personally I cannot justify 2 months' wages spent on insurance, because that is just ridiculous. And that's why the M2 went. But then life throws these curveballs. I mean, I wasn't expecting a job change. I thought things were going to stay as they were, which would have kept the insurance as it was, which was more than affordable at that time. So it was one of those. And I think because there was a massive panic and a stress over the insurance tripling and I needed to sort something out, we put the M2 up for sale, and I thought, why not try and do what I should have done with the first Lotus and buy a Lotus, buy a daily. Because of budget and the M2 not being worth that much compared to what I actually bought it for, we ended up with, yes, a really nice Lotus, but a daily that didn't quite cut it. And that then brings us to today. Onto the Lotus in particular, I think I absolutely adore this, but I didn't gel with it as much as I did with my old one. I think the old one was my first ever Lotus. It was very special, it was very unique, especially with that awesome tubular exhaust, and I had a lot of memories with that car. I used it a lot, so I gelled with that car a little bit more, which is why I was so sad when that one went. Whereas this feels more like another car. But all Lotuses are special, and this just, it will be missed. But if I had the option between this and my old one, I'd probably choose my old one. So a little bit more onto why we're selling is the Passat is a fantastic car for 500 quid. I mean, it runs and runs and runs, and it is a pretty tough little car. But as you all know, I have a condition called fibro, and unfortunately, because of the distance I'm doing in travelling, it's not necessarily the fact I'm doing lots of miles overall, but because of the longer journeys, the seats really don't agree with my back, and it's causing a bit of nerve pain, and also the lack of cruise control is affecting my ankle, which I damaged back in October.
I'm really scared.
You've got to do it so it's good for camera.
I know they sound like really weird reasons, and like everyone will say, oh, driving long distance isn't comfortable. But if I do the journey like I am now to Silverstone, these seats don't trigger my nerve pain. My race car seats don't trigger my nerve pain. My old Lotus never triggered it. The M2 was a little bit borderline because they weren't as bucketed seats. And speaking with my physio from injury and sports therapy, they are legitimate reasons, so it's one of those things. People have come up with a couple of ideas, the obvious one being, why don't you just upgrade the Passat? And as simple and easy as that sounds, unfortunately there's not the budget there to find something with a little bit more comfier seats. And also I got the Passat at such a bargain that I really doubt I'm going to find something that good for £1,000, let alone with seats that are comfortable, let alone with cruise control. So it leaves us in a bit of a sticky situation with that one. But the other option was, why don't you change the seats in the Passat, put a bucket seat in, add cruise control. And as funny and hilarious as it'd be to see the Passat with 2 sports bucket seats in, again, we're spending £1,000, £1,500 just altering it, which for a car that's worth £500 and is already on 186,000 miles, is it really worth it? Others have said, why don't you daily a Lotus? And my reply to that is, let's see what happened last time. And there we have it. That's some of the reasons why the Lotus is sadly going back to Lotus Silverstone, and also a couple of tips on car buying advice. So for now, stay tuned to find out what we're getting next, but in the meantime, you know the drill. To make my journey your journey, like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!